नीरजा चौधरी भारत के वरिष्ठतम पत्रकारों में हैं, जिन्होंने भारत के 8 प्रधानमंत्रियों के कार्यकाल को अत्यंत निकट से देखा है। वह राजनीतिक विश्लेषक, टिप्पणीकार एवं स्तंभकार के रूप में गत 4 दशक के उतार चढ़ाव को प्रामाणिकता के साथ लिपिबद्ध किया है। प्रारंभिक जीवन में लखनऊ में पली बढ़ी नीरजा चौधरी ने पत्रकारिता के क्षेत्र में पदार्पण से पूर्व दिल्ली से सत्यापत्य कला व इंग्लैंड में ऑक्सफोर्ड से यूरोपीय इतिहास का अध्ययन किया। उत्कृष्ट महिला पत्रकारों के लिए स्थापित पहला चमेली देवी जैन पुरस्कार, श्रेष्ठ राजनीतिक विश्लेषण के लिए प्रेम भाटिया पुरस्कार व मानवाधिकार पर केंद्रित लेखन के लिए इंडिया टुडे PUCL पुरस्कार से समादृत नीरजा चौधरी की पुस्तक हाउ प्राइम मिनिस्टर्स डिसाइड गत 1 वर्ष की सर्वाधिक चर्चित पुस्तक है, जो भारत के प्रधानमंत्रियों के निर्णय लेने की शैली व देश की राजनीति का 4 दशकों का विशद विवरण प्रस्तुत करती है। नीरजा चौधरी द्वारा लिखी गई व संपादित रचनाओं में लोकनायक जयप्रकाश नारायण के नेतृत्व में गठित छात्र युवा संघर्ष वाहिनी का इतिहास, राजनीतिक रिपोर्टिंग, राजनीति में महिलाएं विषयक पुस्तकें उल्लेखनीय है। बंधुआ मजदूरी, स्वच्छ पेयजल, कुपोषण जैसे विषयों पर उनके द्वारा की गई रिपोर्टिंग का उच्चतम न्यायालय ने समय समय पर संज्ञान लिया व उसके आधार पर जनहित में निर्णय सुनाए। यूनिसेफ में बाल अधिकारियों से संबंधित विषयों की सलाहकार रही नीरजा चौधरी की खबरों का ही प्रभाव रहा कि चलचित्र जगत की प्रमुख हस्तियों ने कुपोषण के विषय को अपने कार्यक्रमों के माध्यम से उठाया व देशव्यापी चर्चा का वातावरण तैयार किया।
Hello everyone, this is your host Karima Namdev and you're watching our show Ek Mulakaat. Today with us we have Mrs. Neerja Chowdhury ma'am, a seasoned journalist with an impressive experience of 4 decades, currently contributing as an editor for Indian Express in New Delhi and is widely recognized for an insightful weekly column on Indian politics called the Neerja Chowdhury column. Besides print, she is also a familiar face on television screens, providing political commentary for respected channels like NDTV, CNN TV 18, Mirror Now, and etc. Before her role in the Indian Express, she also served as a media consultant with the UNICEF, addressing tirelessly the issues of child and maternal nutrition. We welcome you, ma'am. It is a matter of great honor to have you with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ma'am, how about you start with sharing your journey as a journalist, and you have experience of 40 years, so like how it has evolved over all these years?
Look, I strayed into journalism. I studied architecture in Delhi, and then halfway into architecture, I got bitten by the bug that I have to give my time to changing society, not getting a career for myself. So usme I took 12 years in, gave my time to that, working with Rajmohan Gandhi and his team, which is currently called Initiatives of Change. And then I went back into journalism because during those 12 years I had started to work with Himmat Weekly in Bombay. And this was during the emergency years. Himmat Weekly was resisting press censorship of the emergency era. So I joined that team. And from then Himmat folded up. It's one of the extraordinary, ironic things that Himmat as a weekly could stand up to the forces of authoritarianism, but could not stand up to the forces of the market. So 1980 it folded up. And then a couple of years later I joined the Statesman, and that began my journey into journalism.
So ma'am, like you have covered as many as 8 prime ministers of our country. So how you found yourself focusing on this particular subject that you call the Great Nautanki, Indian politics?
Yeah, I started off by writing about civil rights, child labor, under trials, bonded labor. Those were the issues I was picking up when I was in the Statesman. And before long I realized politics was all pervasive. So if I had to write about Indian society, I had to learn about Indian politics.
Wow.
And I joined the Indian Express and I got an opportunity to cover politics there. Different parties, and over the years, I've covered every political party, the Prime Minister's office, Parliament of India, and it's been a very rich experience and a time when I have really learnt about India.
Thank you, ma'am. So, ma'am, like you have worked with UNICEF and you have addressed issues regarding child and maternal nutrition. It is very commendable, ma'am. If you could talk a bit about your experience there.
You know, I got an opportunity to do this a little over 15 years ago, and I soon realized that the most important problem in India to address is child malnutrition. It's even more important than education, because the foundation of our future India is laid then. And with malnutrition, irreversible damage gets done to a child. You cannot reverse that damage. It's not about filling the stomach, it is about the mind and the brain that gets damaged. And then the child's learning capabilities, productivity as an adult, everything gets affected. So I felt I had to put my weight behind this issue, advocate, which I got the opportunity to do from time to time. I worked with a group of younger parliamentarians across parties, and I hope we were able to make some difference at the level of policy.
And you did.
Well, one would like to think one did, but it's you know, many people have contributed to this.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, like you are awarded with honoris causa by ITM University. So how do you feel about it? Like,
I feel very honored, and particularly as it recognizes the importance of experiential learning, because that is the way I've learned. I don't have a degree to my name. I left architecture midway. So as my son said to me when I was coming to Gwalior, but Ma, you don't even have a degree, so they are going to give you D.Lit. But that is honoring, I suppose, experiential learning, because I've learned on the job. And also there is you know, one of the NGOs had given this, what is the word, slogan is the wrong word, but this title saying, "मैं कुछ भी कर सकती हूँ." I as a woman can do anything.
so powerful.
And I think young women in India today, I find as I travel around the country covering elections, I find that spirit. They want to, you know, touch the skies, and they don't want to be, you know, even in work, they want to be doing the modern professions, silai, bunai, not that, you know, which you say, all right, the woman must be, learn this, or earn the livelihood that way. That is not the case. They want to do everything, and they must get that opportunity. And I say this, you know, and I mean this, I feel this century belongs to women. And this century, even more than that, belongs to the women of India, and among the women of India, to the young women of India like you.
So revolutionary. Ma'am, like before we conclude, is there anything you would like to add, or is there anything you would like to say to all those aspiring journalists out there who want to make a career out of this profession and someday want to become like you?
You know, we all enter the profession in order to make a difference. But life is not very easy, you know. As you navigate this terrain, you will find. But as an old school journalist, what I have learned, and I've stuck to so far at least, one must give both sides of the story and do it to the best of your ability in a fair way. Let your reader, audience decide, make up their minds.
Yeah.
That's what I believed in.
Thank you so much, ma'am. It is a great pleasure having you with us, and thank you so much for joining in today out of your very busy schedule. We really appreciate your shared insights. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, and all the best to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.